Bro, that's the sickness at work. They're trying on stuff they don't even know if they want it yet. Oh, I see you. It's an illness, mate. Alright, what am I gonna do? They're gonna be like another hour. I'm gonna go get an ice cream, go home, get my drone. Bro. Alrighty, we're going this way. Bro, there's only so much of these streets I can walk. Oh, and keep up the enthusiasm, eh? Bruh. Bro, you know what? Let's just go for a stroll, eh? Up here there's some sort of fortress thing. Bro, you know when I'm doing this and I walk past groups of people, I'll be full in my zone doing my thing, and then they're casually doing their thing, and then I notice they speak English, and then when they notice me talking and vlogging, they all suddenly stop and go silent, and it's fucking annoying. And I'm like, oh shit, and I get full stage fright and it stops me. Just happened just then. I had to like fall back off from that group. So this is the fortress. Construction of the fortress begun in 1573. So it took like what, 17 years to build. The fortress was built according to the principles of a bastion, blah blah. Features a regularly polygon ground plan projecting bastions and strong inclined walls that can withstand a cannon attack. The fortress was used for defensive purposes only during the siege of Rethymno by the Ottomans. See, the Ottomans came here, they took over this place. Let's go see what's in here, eh? Oh, stop sign. No. But you know who's got a mad fortress you can go into? There's one in Portugal, in Lisbon. There's a main fortress. I thought acted deaf so I could get him for free. I was telling Renee and that a story about how my mum, or how when we were younger, mum used to make us act deaf to get in places cheap, like movie tickets and that. And then I just thought, I'll do it here. And I was vlogging it while I was doing it too. And I was like, babe, here, hold the camera while I do it. And she's like, no, Matt, no, no, no. She didn't want me to do it, eh? And then as soon as I went in, bang, turned it on, triggered it, acted deaf, started signing. Put her on the spot, man. And she responded well. She's like, ah, and she looks at the guy and goes, oh, he's deaf, or whatever she said. And then they just said, it's okay, because I like kind of raised my voice. I was like, and yeah, the lady fucking just let me in, so I got in the fortress for free. Maybe I should start doing that. I totally forget I can do that. It was crack up, bro. It was mad. Filmed it, sent it to me, mum. Mum was stoked. Got him for free, G. But you know, everyone that'll have something to say about that, everyone that's like, you can't do that. You all people that don't know what it's like, you got no idea what it's like growing up with hearing impaired parents, and you're the eldest child and you got to sort fucking everything out for them. Everything, bro. I earn my stripes. Those with deaf parents, you know what I'm talking about, eh? You're clapping me on, yeah, you go. But you know what, true. There'll probably be a lot of deaf people that are like, you can't do that. Funny, man. Fuck, I got some stories for you, eh? Yeah, I got heaps of stories, man. Right. And every now and then I get like a flashback to my childhood, and I just, oh man. I remember at the time it used to cause me a lot of pain and a lot of embarrassment and that, and just proper shame, bro. But now I look back at it and I'm just stoked that as I got to live that life. It's like a full privilege, man. You know, I just didn't notice it. I didn't know it at the time that it was kind of a blessing in disguise, eh? I'm gonna wait for these fellas to leave, and I'll get the footage. Yeah, bro, mum and dad, man, they got loud voices, bro. When I don't know if you know deaf people, man, but they got loud voices. When they're just talking, like just here, normally, like, hey Matt, like, fuck, I don't want to go do the voice, man, but you know, they're like, and fucking loud, and I'm like, yeah, wait, chill out, mum, dad. I can hear ya. You don't have to fucking use your voice. And then when they're mad, bruh, when they're actually upset with you, and you're in the shops and you're like 8 and you're trying to get that block of chocolate, and they're like, nah, bro, I didn't keep asking for that block of chocolate, bro. It's proper embarrassing. Anyway, they would go around and it'd be, oh, let's go up here, eh? Yeah, we used to go around to when we'd be in the shopping center, and my little brother was with us, because my little brother, when he was real young, so he's 5 years younger than me. When he was really young, he didn't, you know, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, they kind of don't really have that social, like the social cues to know what's right and wrong or whatever. Like, they're just like, no, I want the chocolate and I want it. Well, I would know that if I was going in there with my little bro, I would have to back off from mum and that and hide. I just wouldn't want to be around them because it'd be full embarrassing, because mum will go off. And I just know, I'm waiting in my head, I'm waiting for that ticking time bomb. Dad would blow up, and when he'd blow up, the whole shop would look, man. Full think it's a domestic happening in the shops, and it's not even, it's just my dad telling him to f off. Yeah, it's proper shame, mate. And I just get full embarrassed. And then later on, you know, when you get older, your parents start to trust you more because you're like becoming not a kid anymore. And when you say to them, hey mum, dad, I got it sorted, just please keep your voice down, and they trust you. But when you're a fucking 5-year-old, 6, 7-year-old trying to tell your mum to be quiet, bro, that ain't working, man. They ain't gonna listen to you because you're a little kid. Shut up, bro. I'll be at the in the cash register, man. We'd be checking out every time, bro. I don't know why, or I'm not joking either, bro. When we'd go do our grocery shopping, and usually you do it with mum, right? But if we done it with dad, it would be in the afternoon. It would be when dad knocked off like between 2 and 4. I'll be at school till like 3 o'clock, right? So anyway, we'll go do our grocery shopping, and mostly it was with mum because dad'd be busy. But whenever we'd go with dad, it was always in that afternoon time period, right? And for some reason, every fucking day, that's dad's time to fart. Like, he needs to go toilet at that time every day. That's like his body clock, right? And I just knew as a kid, every time, bro, like we would get to it was always at the checkout register. It wasn't like, it might be, oh, I could time it and be like, oh yeah, nah, he's doing it in the shop, and he'll be walking up the aisles dropping it. But mostly he will do it at the cash register as we're checking out in the cash register. And I'd be there and he would just drop it, right there. The lady would look, and he'd like push it out loud, man, and he doesn't hear it, bro. It's like, it's fucking embarrassing, man. And then I have to apologize for him like that. And I say to dad, oi dad, you can't fucking fart you can't do that, like, it's loud. And dad would be like, it's not my problem, I'm deaf, I can't hear it. And I'm like, oh, what? You know? So I learned real quick, I just have to fucking leave, bro, get out of there. Wouldn't stick around. It's funny, I wonder if he does the same shit. He probably does to this day. He probably does the same old shit. You know, and he's a real nice person too. Like, he smiles a lot. He's real happy. So when he'll be I'll wait for these guys. He's real happy, man. So he's always smiling. Always when he's looking, he's always smiling. Big grin and he's I love my dad. He's awesome. And he'd fart and he'd just smile, and you know, bro, it brings me so much joy looking back at these memories, man. Brother, proper crack up, proper. Yeah, hectic. I don't even know how I started spinning on about deaf parents, man. That's right, trying to get in the thing for free acting deaf. Mum keeps asking me, she's like, oh, you have to do one with sign language. You have to do one in sign language so I can see it, understand. I don't know why, but YouTube the subtitles aren't working. I don't know why. I wonder if she knows. I wonder if she knows how to turn the subtitles on. I don't know. I could do that, I could just go around vlogging trips, signing to the deaf people of the world. Oh, that could work. But that's the thing. If I do sign language vlogs, I need someone to hold the camera for me, because signing with one hand's hard, man. I was forced from like a real young age. That's why my vocabulary, I think, isn't as big as what it could be, because, well, mum and dad didn't really read. Well, they did, but they didn't use the words. They always asked me what do the words mean. I was like, I don't know, you're meant to know. Do you know how hard it is to explain some words with your hands? Bro, I swear to God, out of the dictionary, like 10% of the words in the dictionary you can sign. The rest, bro, you got to come up with little you got to describe that word with the other 10% that you can sign, if that makes sense. Yeah. They'd always ask me, when the weather when the weather was bad, like when it was stormy weather in New Zealand and the reception wasn't working well, there's a thing called it's subtitles, right? But back in the day they called it something else. Anyway, what would happen is there's a fella sitting in like the TV station or something. He's sitting there, he's watching the show, like watching the news, and as he's watching it, he's typing in the words live, right? So say as I'm sitting here spinning this yarn, as I'm talking it to you and you're watching it in your TV live in your lounge room, there's a bloke sitting somewhere typing the words up, right? And sometimes the words wouldn't come through. Sometimes it'd be delayed because the reception's just bad. And then mum and dad would make me get up and I'd have to stand up in front of the TV and fucking sign the whole thing. Oh bro, I used to cut it, man. I used to cut sick at them. Trying to watch Dragon Ball Z and you fucking making me sign fucking Bold and the Beautiful, Days of Our Lives, bro. Oh man, I hated that, bro. Proper hated it. And well, the good things I got from it, the good thing was, since that young age, like, I don't know how old I would have been, 5 maybe, probably younger. I honestly don't even know, man. I'm sure I was 5, bro. I'd have to get on the phone and make phone calls to, like, important phone calls. They weren't like, you know, order a fucking pizza. I'd do that too, I'd order pizza. But like calling lawyers and like real estate agents, call up a school to make a bookings for me to go to that school, and they'd be like, can I talk to your mum and dad? I'm like, nah, you can't, bro. You got to talk to me. You know, trying to enroll my brother and sister into the next footy club or soccer or whatever, like anything you can imagine, man, that you have to contact someone, bro. I had to do that from a real young age, and it's like at the time I hated it, but it's a full blessing, eh? Like, yeah, it's a full blessing. It hit me once. My cousin Ali, when I was young, I used to kind of run amok at school. I ended up, I don't know, bro, where am I going? What's over there? It looks like shit. I'm not going that way. Yeah, one time because I used to play up at school, right? And anyway, I don't know how many days of school I missed, and anyway, the family had to do an intervention thing, and I rocked up home once from school, and in my head, in my brain, this is the time that I thought I was finally started to have friends in school and be like accepted, or I was just starting to feel like I was finding my spot, right? And then I rock up home one day, and then mum and dad are sitting there, and then there was a serious chat, and they're like, you're going back to New Zealand to live with your family in NZ. So I went back and I lived with my auntie, right? And I remember my cousin Ali, love you Ali Bell, my cousin Alex, she always used to act like she was older than me. She had to tell everyone that she was older than me, right? And when I went back to New Zealand, right, they actually made they held me back down 1 year. Like my auntie and that said to the school, he has to repeat, right? So I had to repeat the same year I'd done in Australia. And I rocked up I didn't know this. I didn't know that I was a year ahead in Australia, because just the way the school's curriculum works. In Australia, if I stayed there, I would have been year 9, right? I would have been year 9. But so when I went back to New Zealand, I'd done year 9. So I thought I was in the right age group, right? I didn't know. But it turns out that when I went back to NZ, I was meant to be in year 10, right? And Alex was in year 10, bro. And she used to always tell my whole life, like ever since I was a young kid, because she could read books and that, she used to try to put it over me that she was older than me, right? And anyway, I moved to NZ and she's a year above me, and everyone thought that I was her little cousin, like her younger cousin, right? And anyway, that's like a little bit of, that's like a little, like just a little insight to like mine and Ali's relationship, right? One day, Auntie Vic and Uncle Cam, they were going out every now and then. They used to do these like a night without the kids. They would go out, watch the movie, do whatever, I don't know, go out for dinner. And as I'm walking, what's this fella up to? He's doing some sort of, I don't know, doing something. Yeah, so one night they went out. They were like, we're going out this Friday. We're gonna go out for dinner. We're gonna have a night away from the kids, right? You guys can order pizza. Here's $50. Order a pizza, right? Ali, you're on charge. Ali, you're on charge. And she was in charge because she's the oldest cousin, right? and she goes to call up the pizza, right? We all say what pizzas we want, and she's like, yeah, I'm doing it. And she calls up, she makes the call. As soon as they answer the phone, she hung up. She like freaked out and hung up. And I was like, what are you doing, cuz? She's like, fuck, I don't know what to do. And I was like, bro, chuck us the phone. And she's like, no, Matt, you can't, like, you know, because she had the responsibility. And I was like, what are you on about, cuz? I was like, I've been ordering pizza since I was like 5 years old. You know? And that sticks out of my head. That full sticks out in my memory, you know. And right there and then I realized, I was like, wow, fuck, this is a blessing that I was tasked to call everyone growing up, you know. But it's crack up. It's funny story. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you had the patience to listen to me story. Welcome to Rethymno, guys. Rethymno, Creta.